Right, guys, welcome back to episode 7 of the Championship Roundup. It's been a slightly quieter week. We've had some UFC action. We've had a couple of breaking news segments that we'll cover as well in the podcast. But I think there's only one place to start this week, Sam, and that is with the UFC, the return of the CEO of EPO, TJ Dillashaw, coming back this weekend with a victory over Corey Sandhagen. Split decision. Very, very entertaining fight. What did you make of it then? Because we didn't watch that one together. We watched it separately. So
I'll be honest. I think that is one of the best. Is bantamweight 100? I'm just
bantam 135.
Yeah, best bantamweight fight I've seen in a long, long time. It was a brilliant fight because it was so even. It was so even going into the fifth. I had it 2-2, and I think it was about this season. TJ won it, but it was a war. It was a great, great fight. TJ was tough. Sandhagen put up a fight. Just a brilliant fight all around. I would recommend it to anyone to watch that fight. One of the best fights in the bantamweight division. How did you feel about it?
It was good. At the beginning, I thought TJ looked a bit off the ball, but that was expected with ring rust. Corey found his range really early on. He was popping out a jab. And then slowly into the fight, like he started throwing wild shots. I don't know if that's just a lack of experience on his part, but that's what really allowed TJ to get back into the fight. I think TJ clearly had a game plan, which he said in the post-fight press conference, which was to chop his legs. And a lot of those kicks started landing in the later rounds, and that was what allowed TJ to get in because he had like a 4-inch reach disadvantage. But especially with those Corey threw a couple of spinning attacks, and every time you throw a spinning attack, you have the danger of that person being able to take you back, and that's exactly what TJ was doing. He said coming into the fight that his wrestling was going to be the deciding factor, and he made it count in the fight, and that was the experience of a champion. You can tell.
I feel like he hasn't lost a step in the wrestling. His wrestling was really impressive in that fight, constantly taking it back, and also. In the first round, Sandhagen wrenched on the knee bar, and he popped it. So that's why he's saying he was getting to the back, but he wasn't able to put his hooks in because of that his knee popping out in the first round. But to fight through that a knee injury 4 rounds is just shows how tough TJ is. And I feel that even after this EPO thing, I think obviously now he's clean, and to put on a performance like that, I think it builds his reputation back up because it's like. Even without his EPO, which was wrong, he's come back for a top 5 guy. I think it was 3 or 4, and he won. So I think his reputation, if he wins again and gets a title shot and he wins that, I feel like that EPO thing might just go away.
Yeah, man. I think for TJ, this was literally the perfect comeback he could have had. A 5-round war where obviously there's all these questions about cardio and stuff like that, and he proved he's got the cardio. He had the hunger. It lasted all 5 rounds. He looked better in the later rounds, which was very impressive. And obviously he had the knee issue in round 1, and then he had that cut reopen, which was basically the reason for the fight being cancelled in the first place. You remember it got rescheduled. But yeah, that to come in with a performance like that against a number 2 ranked guy in the division was incredible, man. I think from here, it's clear that it has to be the winner of Jan or Sterling that fights TJ next. Obviously, with Corey, though, I think Corey's still young. Like, he's got time to still challenge for the bout again. And I think he will build... I think he's one of the best in that division. It's a very stacked division now, but I think he's still one of the top guys in that division. And I think he will have a run of fights and build himself back up to then attempt to go for the title again. But I think this is for TJ now, at the age that he's at, 35 years old, I believe. This is his last chance to become, obviously, a 2-time bantamweight champion. And I don't see any reason why he can't. I think if we discuss... Let's go... So Jan and Sterling, it looks like it's going to be booked for October. I saw that today. How do you think that fight goes, obviously, based on the last
Based
fight?
on the first fight, I think Jan's going to do him. Because I thought that Sterling had the advantage in the wrestling and the grappling. Jan's a boxer mainly, but Jan was throwing him around like a ragdoll. So it was like that didn't really make sense to me. So if Jan's got the strength advantage and he's good, better in the grappling, and he's got the boxing. Oh, Sterling's got good kicks and he's kick heavy, but I think with those two things and the pressure and stuff like that, I feel like Jan's just going to get it done. And I think Sterling maybe knows that. That's why he keeps putting it off. Or maybe he thinks he needs more time to get his cardio right, because he was fading.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to touch on the Sandhagen thing. I think it is a bit of a shame for him, because obviously he lost the number one contender fight with Sterling, got choked out in the first round, quick finish, built himself back up, beat Edgar, big name, and now he's lost another sort of number one contenders match. So it's kind of like a Michael Bisping sort of thing, like get into that contention for number one, losing, coming back, good fight.
Doesn't quite get to fight for the title.
Yeah,
always falls short. Yeah. But we know what happened with Bisping. He's got plenty of time. There's no reason why he can't again get himself into that spot. And at the end of the day, it's styles make fights. So you don't know what the landscape of the bantamweight division is going to be by the time he builds himself up. It could change completely. As for TJ, I think even if TJ wins the bout, I don't think he has many more fights now, because he's obviously spoke about his businesses and stuff outside of the UFC. And I think he doesn't really need to fight anymore. But I think he wants to kind of cement his legacy as the best bantamweight ever. So
yeah, I feel that maybe if there's one person I could say he should fight before is Rob Font. Rob Font just coming off the victory over Cody. I think he's either, I don't know the exact rankings, but he's up there now after that victory. So if we get through him, then no one can say he doesn't deserve that title shot, because probably Rob Font's probably waiting for it as well.
Yeah, I think he said that after the fight as well. I think he basically said that if the Jan Sterling stuff doesn't work out, then he goes, I'm happy to fight someone in the top 5. I'm here to fight. Yeah. So I think that would be an interesting fight, because if you look in terms of like reach and size, Cody and TJ match up quite well. And then Rob Font is actually more like Corey. He's actually quite big in that division. He's a rangy fighter. So it would be interesting. I think TJ would beat him again. But I don't think TJ beats Jan, you know.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I don't see how he's gonna. I don't think he can wrestle him. I don't think he's gonna be able to wrestle and take him down. And then I just think Jan's obviously a bit. He's just stronger than him. Man. Like, he's got a chin. Like TJ's tough. He's got a chin. He can take a hit. We saw him take. There was probably 2 in that fight that should have absolutely finished him off. There was one he took on the left, a left hook on the chin, and there was obviously that spinning back fist. The spinning back fist, he just completely ate it.
And he took a knee as well.
And he took a knee, and he took a knee as well. The left wobbled him. Yeah. But the guy's a warrior, man. Like even the times when he's brawled with Cody and stuff, like they've both been exchanging shots and stuff. Yeah. But obviously Cody just walks into 3 hooks in a row and gets dropped. So. Yeah.
No, do you feel it was the right decision though? Overall, do you think TJ won?
I think he just about won.
Just about won. I think he was the opposite, the control against the fence. Like I don't think someone having you back, holding you back, is a dominant position. That is a dominant position. So, and that was probably the only thing that was different.
That's it, and it looks quite sloppy in front of the judges if you're throwing these spinning attacks and not landing with them. I think with the scoring system how it is at the moment, a lot of emphasis is actually on that control time as well. So I think for me, I think it was fair.
Definitely.
It was tight, but I would edge it towards TJ.
Yeah, I think he won a lot of fans over with that performance and showed his warrior spirit and stuff like that. So, all good. We'll see where it goes. See, that's an interesting division, stacked division, another great division.
Yeah. Let's move on. So, yesterday uploaded a post, some breaking news coming out of. I guess it's classed as the combat world. Not really. It's more like the strongman world. Eddie Hall has had to pull out of the fight against Hafthor Bjornsson, the Mountain from Game of Thrones. So that was actually scheduled for September. Both men have been training for a year. They've transformed their bodies from obviously being these colossal men lifting heavy weights to then attempting to be boxers, I guess. Eddie Hall's released some sparring footage where he kind of throws like a lazy left hook, his arms straight, and immediately you can see he's in quite a lot of agony. His biceps detached, and it's not the first time he's had a detachment of the bicep, but he actually managed to get the surgery like the next day, which is crazy. There's a video on his YouTube channel where he's awake during the surgery, and it's been reattached successfully. They've said 2 months to get back into boxing training. So it looks like that is going to be rescheduled for next year. I was actually going to do a video about it this week as well, which was annoying.
I think you know more about this than me, because I also watch Eddie Hall's channel, and it seems like he's been training for ages and ages. It's like, has it been delayed before as well? Just to clear it up.
It hasn't been delayed. Basically, both guys were given a year solid to train for it, like the pairs, because obviously, if you think they fight straight away at that time, I think Thor probably weighs about maybe 190, 180. Yeah. Eddie's weighing like 170 or whatever.
Yeah.
They're going to gas out within 30 seconds and it's going to be absolutely shit.
Yeah.
But obviously they're both like professional sports athletes. So they were given a year to train to obviously try and improve their skills as much as possible within that time frame, but also condition themselves for boxing.
Yeah.
Thor's had like 2 professional boxing fights now, like exhibitions basically in Dubai. He doesn't look great, but neither does Eddie. I don't think at the end of the day, they're not boxers. They're just massive.
Yeah.
But when it gets to that size, like all it's going to take is like one guy to hit each other clean. They're going to drop. But that's been cancelled. So any updates, we'll be posting that on championship_rounds_official. So follow us on Instagram for that.
Plug it.
Another, did you want to comment on that?
No, I just said you plug in the Insta.
Oh, yeah, it has to be done. Another thing we were going to move on to, a potential fight that's been talked about at the moment, which is actually quite interesting, is Logan Paul versus the Spider Anderson Silva. So there's been a lot of talks about this going on. Weirdly, I think Dylan Dennis is like the fucking guy that put it on his Instagram first. I don't even know.
Where has Dylan Dennis been? He's had 2 fights. And he was the biggest troll, and he was this and that, and it was in the thing, and whatever. And
he still trolls all the time. The guy trolls all the time, but he's like the least active person ever, man.
He's had like 2 fights against unknown people.
He's had 2 fights with guys with a combined record of 4 wins and 8 losses.
Yeah, and he ain't looked good on the feet. He's had to take him down and take him to his.
Yeah, he took him down immediately. So
yeah. Is he still with that girl?
Huh?
Is he still with that girl, Savannah Montano, whatever her name is?
I'm not too sure, man. I don't know. I know who you're on about, but I don't know if he's still. I don't know if he's still with her, man. But yeah,
probably left him to her.
Yeah,
for a more active fighter.
The fight checks weren't coming in. Yeah, you can't buy them Gucci bags when the fight checks not coming in. But yeah, anyway, Logan Paul versus Anderson Silva. I think this is actually an interesting fight. It's not like one of these Jake Paul, Ben Askren fights where it's like a bit one-sided. Like, I think this could be a 50-50 fight, man. And it's so mental for me to say that because obviously we're talking about one of the GOATs here fighting a fucking YouTuber. Yeah. But let me hear what you think about this fight, and then I'll break it down to you from my perspective.
I mean, to be honest, when I searched a bit earlier, the odds are Logan Paul's favourite, so he's coming out as a betting favourite. And to be honest, you know what? I'm thinking about it from the guy's Anderson Silva's age. He's 46, so he's an older guy now. And it's a clever fight once again from Logan Paul to take out like a UFC guy and say, I'll take out the best UFC guy of all time, whatever, if he does. But like you said, Silva's not going to be the kind of guy to shell up or not throw back or not. He's used to pressure, like he will throw back, but I just feel that maybe Logan's youth, and it'd be interesting to see the size difference because Anderson's quite big as well. He's a big guy, so and especially that he's not cutting weight. So I think it is probably 50-50. I'd probably go more with Logan just because of his age, 46.
Really?
Yeah, 46. I feel like Silva's a...
What about his performance? What about Silva's performance against Chavez?
Yeah, but the thing is, Chavez is obviously a former boxing world champion, but Chavez is a bit weird. Like, he sometimes doesn't train, and he wasn't really throwing too much back at Silva. It's kind of like, I don't know. I'm not sure. But obviously, like Silva can box. I believe he can box. But I feel like Woodley may be a easier opponent because Woodley's the kind of guy that will shell up and won't throw. I know Silva's gonna throw 100%. He's not just gonna stand there and be easily hit as well. So it's an interesting fight. It's a good fight. Fair play to Logan for taking it, but I feel like Logan might just have the edge just because of his age.
Yeah. So the way this plays out in my head, I think Logan, like you said, the youth is on his side, the speed is on his side. He's been training just focused on boxing for this entire 3.5, 4 years, whatever he's been training. I think Silva, I think it's gonna. I think it'll go the distance. I don't think either of them will be able to knock each other out. The weight is very similar. So Silva towards the end of his career fought at 185.
Yeah.
Logan against Mayweather was 190. Logan weighed in at.
Okay.
Which was Logan shredded. So they might even fight higher at maybe 200 pounds or something.
Yeah.
I think Silva probably will want to fight at his walking around weight. Realistically, I think Logan would prefer it too. I don't think either of them knock each other out. Logan has got a very, very crisp jab. Obviously, we didn't get to see against Floyd because you don't hit Floyd.
Yeah.
But I think with Silva, he will be there to be hit. So I think you see the jab a lot more with Logan. I think Logan will win on points. I can see Logan fading towards the later rounds. Silva's got a great chin as well, so I don't think he's just going to crumble, especially with those heavier boxing gloves.
Nah, he won't.
But yeah, I can see some good exchanges in that fight. It'd be interesting to see how Silva's not I can't imagine him coming out with a conventional boxing stance for that fight.
He's unconventional.
Logan's so unorthodox. He has his hands down and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that kind of plays into Silva's game as well. The only thing that could make this fight an absolute stinker is they're both counter fighters. That's the only one thing. Against KSI as well, he sat back a lot and he was waiting for him to throw, which then was obviously making KSI come in with windmills and shit. But I just think it could get to the point where neither of them fucking throw.
Yeah. It can happen like that with two counter fighters. Just waiting and waiting. Who breaks first? But Silva's been in there. He's been in there with these kind of guys as well. Like he's been in there when Nick Diaz is laid on the floor and pretending to go to sleep. But he's been in there. He's been in there with these kind of people. You know, his experience. So I think it's going to be definitely a good fight. I don't have the same worry that I have with Woodley. I just I know he's going to perform. So
I think.
When is he
I think Logan will be very respectful towards him as well in the press conferences. He's a legend. Obviously, he watches UFC and stuff, and he spoke very highly about Anderson Silva previously. Whereas the Woodley and Jake fight is so completely different because he's chatting shit to Woodley, saying that if you lose, you need to tattoo "I love Jake Paul" onto your body and shit like that. And with Woodley, man, especially in his last few fights, obviously. In his final fight against Luque, he actually did try and let his hands go a bit.
Yeah, he tried to. Yeah,
he tried to. Yeah. But before that, he kept being criticised for the 2-3 fights before that he wasn't letting his hands go.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't do that against Jake, Jake's just gonna fucking jump on him, man. It's gonna be I just really don't want it to be like the Ben Askren situation. I want Woodley to go in there and at least put on a good performance, and show. Look, I was one of the best welterweights in the world, and I've still got something. I don't want him to just go in there and just get rolled over, man, because it's just another L for fucking the UFC, man. Yeah. I guess Ben Askren wasn't really the UFC, but for MMA, it's another L, isn't it? It just it ends up. Obviously, they're tactically picking these guys, but it still says a lot about the striking level, I guess.
Yeah. No, Woodley should be able to beat. Jake should be, but obviously he's been shutting up and not throwing and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I'm scared of with him. And we don't have that issue with Silva, which is a good thing. But yeah, probably it's the age thing. They are clever. The people that they're picking, they are clever.
Yeah, definitely, man. They're not gonna go in there and then put themselves against Israel Adesanya. They would never fight him because he's going to outbox them.
Even a Masvidal, I don't think they'll go in against someone like that.
No. I mean, just someone with high level striking. They're not going to choose. They're not stupid.
Yeah. But when is that? Do you know?
The Woodley fight is end of August.
Not the Woodley fight. This one hasn't been confirmed yet, has it?
Hasn't been officially confirmed yet, but it's looking like it's going to be made. Hasn't been officially confirmed, but
Will it be 8 round or a 12 rounder then? Probably an 8.
8. I think 8 probably.
Yeah.
I don't know if Silva's got 12 in the bag probably now at this age, but he looked fine against Chavez Jr. But he was the aggressor at points in that fight, I don't know if he's gonna be the aggressor in this fight. So we'll see.
And maybe Anderson, if he takes some of his some horse meat. Did he get popped for it one time?
Yeah, he has been popped, hasn't he?
Yeah. So
I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what it was for, but I don't know about these shows, man. I don't think the testing is that high. I don't think the testing is at high level. So to be fair, you could see TRT Silva come out, man. Come out absolutely wedged.
Okay, cool. I think we've maxed that topic, but that was it's going to be another interesting one.
Oh, just one quick last one as well, just before we go. Just a couple of seconds on it. Paige Van Zandt and Rachel Ostovich fought, innit?
Yeah.
Rachel got her revenge.
You know what? To be fair, I haven't watched it, but I watched the stare down though. That was good.
Yeah, I ain't watched it. Why the fuck am I going to do that? I ain't watched it.
But it was literally the battle of the OnlyFans though, because both of them, they haven't got OnlyFans, but they've got their own private subscription service.
Yeah, which one's better? Because you've paid for both now, haven't you?
Rachel's.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll wrap it up there, guys. If you've enjoyed...
No, we haven't finished yet.
Why?
AJ and Usyk?
Oh, shit, yeah. Oh.
Okay, we don't know anything about it, though.
We're not wrapping it up yet, but AJ and Usyk's been confirmed now. That's September.
Okay.
AJ and Wilder has been cancelled due to COVID. Fury and Wilder. Fury and Wilder 3 has been cancelled due to a COVID outbreak.
Yep.
But then Fury's posted himself walking around the casinos the next day, so I don't know.
You think Fury's okay, like mentally? I'm sometimes get concerned with him.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You never know, do you? I don't know. There was talks about him leaving his trainer and stuff, but like I can't see that happening. Sugar Hill Stewart like literally changed his whole style. AJ Usyk will be interesting, but
I think that's a win for AJ just because of power, speed, everything.
Yeah.
We're just
not technical ability though.
No, not technical ability.
But power and speed. When the guys are that big, man, to jump up from cruiserweight to heavyweight, and it's not even like he's a small heavyweight. He's a fucking animal, man. Like him and Fury are like humongous guys, man. I just think it's going to be too much for Usyk probably. But
I think it's going to be a test of his chin, though. I don't think he's been dropped or anything, has he, in his career?
No, I don't think so.
So how much can he take? Maybe he's that Diaz style. He might be able to bring it on AJ in the later rounds. Who knows?
I think it'd be interesting to see, man. I don't think you should rule out Usyk though. As of yet, and we don't know what kind of shape he's coming into. He's had time to put on some weight now, so don't know if he's put on some pounds. But
I think people are probably basing it off Chisora, that fight. And he kind of it looked okay, but like if he's just about winning against Chisora, you're thinking AJ's gonna take him out. It was a long time ago. Probably he's got time to go up to the weight, and we'll see. I think everyone's gonna watch the AJ fight anyway. But
of course.
Prediction of AJ and Usyk is obviously both of us gonna say AJ, really, isn't it?
Now I'm saying Usyk decision.
Usyk decision
for the controversy.
Put £100 on it.
Right, I think we should wrap this show. Right, guys. Anyway, let's actually wrap it up now. So, if you enjoy this video, please drop it a like. Remember to subscribe to our channel. We're on like nearly 70 subscribers. If we get to 100, I don't know what we'll do, but we'll be very happy. So, just if you've got any friends you can share the channel with, just help us grow. That'd be incredible. Already plugged the Instagram, but I'll plug it once again. It's championship_rounds_official for daily combat news and sports entertainment. And we will see you next time on the championship rounds. Peace.